What's up, legends? Welcome to the Loot Lounge podcast, episode 3. Today's episode is going to be insane, so you don't want to miss out on any part of it. Today, we're going to be talking about what's it like being inside the mind of a content creator. But obviously, I can't do it alone, so let's introduce the amazing panel we have today. First up onto the podcast, we have the one and only, the Fortnite lore master, Clark Clint.
Am I supposed to say something right there? Yes. Greetings, humans. Oh, no, appreciate it, man. Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome to the podcast, dude. And then we have one of the biggest YouTubers out there, Friendly Machine.
What's up, guys? Clark's got the best voice in the game, but
Oh, God.
I might have to have him narrate a storyline video.
We need to see that happen. And then we got one of the best community members who just always loves to be around the community and include all the community members, and that is my boy X-Man.
Just to recap, before we even started recording this, there was someone very late into this.
Who was that?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say who.
I wonder who that
But-
was.
Yeah, someone was very late. But hello, I arrived and I'm excited to be here.
We're not going to point out names, so like we're just going to, So basically, this is episode 3 of the podcast, so we're starting to work our way up there. Today's episode is going to be about being inside the mind of a Fortnite content creator. So that's why we've sort of got all of this amazing panel in here. So we're going to be chatting a bunch about content. So we're just going to sort of pick through everyone first. But before we do, I've got a little game for 2 people in here. So I don't know who wants to do it. Who wants to do the first game? It's totally up to you guys.
I'm down to do a game. Let's do it.
All right, we'll do Clark up first. So Clark, you've got a really cool game and it's called Turbo Trivia, okay? So basically I'm going to put the timer on my phone and you have 30 seconds to answer these questions correctly, okay? So I'm just going to give you it's kind of like a rapid fire questions pretty much. So the new thing that we're going to be doing on here, and so.
All right, I'm here for it.
Some of them might be a little bit hard, some of them might not be, but it's totally up to you. All right, so you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. What does the V stand for in V-Bucks?
Victory.
Vinatech, but yeah. What color is the battle bus balloon?
Blue.
Awesome. What year did Fortnite come out?
2017.
Oh, legend. Who had the first concert in Fortnite?
Marshmallow.
Yep. What do you use to harvest materials?
I was gonna say something crazy. Pickaxe.
Name a POI on the current map starting with L.
Lonely Lodge. No, fuck. Damn it.
La, la,
I
la.
forgot.
Did Fortnite Battle Royale come out before Save the World?
No.
All right, time's up. That was good. That was pretty good. I think I need to extend the time a bit so we can get through some more questions, but that was good. All right. So Friendly or X-Man, who wants to do it? Who's up for the challenge?
I'll give it a go, unless X-Man really is itching to... Do you want to do it, man?
Yeah, this might wake me up. Let's get it going.
Yeah, go on, go for it.
So actually, you guys both can kind of sort of go in with this game because it's called Loot It Up. So it's a mini game where you guys have to it's kind of like a would you rather. So you have to pick between 2 of your favorite loot. So you guys could all pretty much just join in if you want to.
Alrighty. Okay, bet.
Yeah,
so,
okay, sounds good.
If you're playing a match, would you rather a big shield or a mini?
Minis.
Just one.
Minis.
Mini.
Yep, awesome. Would you rather the Havoc suppressed AR or the MK4 Alpha?
MK.
MK.
Yeah, nice. Would you rather the Maven auto shotgun or the combat shotgun?
Combat.
Yeah, combat.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right. Would you rather
Maven.
Oh,
Wow,
legend.
wrong answer, L.
You had the
Feels like
podcast.
the tighter bullet spread with the combat.
True. Did you prefer the ODM gear or the Spider-Man Mythic?
Spider.
Spider-Man.
I'm gonna say Spider-Man.
Nice, okay. Medmist or bandages?
Medmist.
Medmist.
I missed.
Good answer. That's the only answer. That's the only correct
Go
one.
up to 100. What?
The Whiplash or the Dirt Bike?
Dirt bike.
Dirt bike.
Nice.
They're
All right.
right, yeah.
The Firefly Jar or the Wasps?
Fireflies.
Wasps.
Yeah, the wasps.
Yep. And lastly, would you prefer the mech or the UFOs?
Oh, God. It's like asking, do you want your left or right arm cut off? Jeez.
That's a
Probably the
loose
UFOs.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Max.
Oh, I like that, X. Yeah, I like that.
I feel like they could integrate mechs into a season where it makes sense, so I'm going to say mechs.
Okay, nice. Clark, why did you pick UFOs?
Because they're easier to deal with than the mechs are.
True.
So I'm just thinking like, oh, if I'm trying to fight somebody off, yeah, I'd rather than be in a UFO.
Yeah.
I can beam them. So.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to introduce everybody. You guys sort of just say who you are, what you do, and why you started doing Fortnite. So honestly, and if you guys can go first, and we'll just go from there, really.
So,
No,
do you want to go first next month?
We'll go once now. Go ahead, X-Man.
Guys, calm down. Come on.
Okay. I guess I'll go first. So, hello again. My name is X-Man. I am a Fortnite content creator streamer, and just a go-getter, like go positive person. I started my content, I guess, when I was a freshman in high school. And it kind of I really got into it towards like the next of year, and now years later, I'm now doing Twitch streaming. I tend to play different games now instead of just Fortnite, and it's been fun, man. So I guess that's my intro. Yeah.
And am I next, or?
Yeah, go, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So my name's Friendly Machine. I have 2.5 million YouTube subscribers, and I only post Fortnite on YouTube. I'm not a streamer. Got into it in around 2018 when like the season 3 of Chapter 1 was like the main hype. You know, with the John Wick skin, tier 100 Reaper. Anyway, was working at a supermarket, stacking shelves and stuff, and it just blew up. And I've done it full time ever since.
That's cool. That's actually really inspiring.
Yeah,
That's
man.
dope.
The BBC
Well-
said that as well, so I was kind of
Did they?
flattered. I was like, oh.
Did they really?
Yeah, when they did an interview, because I was verified before Twitter blew for like a few months, and
yeah.
that was the article that got
Oh
it.
wow,
Nice.
that's neat.
Yeah,
That's nice.
you almost
Yeah.
at 69,000 followers on Twitter as well.
This
You're
man's
100 followers off.
Just before we get to Clark, I kind of forgot to introduce Ben. We've got the co-host Ben as well. I'm so sorry.
Hello.
Oh man, I always forget
Who's
something in
next?
the intros.
Wow. Imagine
Oh.
forgetting your co-host.
I know.
That's crazy.
Man can make dragons in Fortnite. Hit him up.
Bruh.
He makes the best dragons in Fortnite. Let's make that very clear. Okay.
No, thanks,
Yeah.
G.
All
Who's
right.
next?
Am I supposed
Yeah,
to
you're
say
up, Clark.
something
Yeah,
now, or-
yeah.
Okay.
Fire away, bro.
Well, all right. Well, I'm Clark Clint. I've been doing content on YouTube for about 16 years, but the last
Boomer.
couple has been where I really started cracking down on it. I've been the Fortnite content creator for the last couple of years. I do Fortnite theories. That's what most people know me for, but I also do a lot of gameplay content. I do voice acting, skits. I stream very regularly. I pretty much do anything you can think of relating to Fortnite content. I have creative maps. I cover all aspects of Fortnite. So mainly known for theories, but if you enjoy Fortnite, basically there's something to take away from my channel. So just kind of making my way out here trying to figure it out, man. But doing it one step at a time. So I'm honored to be part of a podcast like this with an awesome panel like this, and yeah, it's cool.
good.
So
It's gonna be awesome. Alrighty, so that's basically you guys get to know everyone. So, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of people on Twitter and YouTube and that, obviously, we'll know you guys like Friendly, Clark, and X-Men that in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's being in your streams, watching your videos, being on TikTok and stuff. So, you guys will probably know them all on that. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna slowly one by one as well, or you guys can all join in that. What made you guys want to start producing Fortnite content? What made you get into the game? When did you start getting into the game and all that good stuff?
So, who wants to go first?
Anyway,
If we talk at the
Go
same
for
time,
it.
I feel like our stories are just gonna collide. Like,
we can all alternate taking the
Yeah.
first go around. So Friendly, you jump on this time.
all right. So, what was it? Getting into content and like
Yeah, like when you
posting Fortnite.
yeah, and like when did you start playing and what made you get into it?
So initially it was such a weird scenario, so I won't make it too long. But at the job that I was at before I like quit because YouTube started doing good, I think I hit like 100K like quite quick 'cause this was before shorts and obviously like when Fortnite was a lot
Yeah.
more popular. I couldn't escape Fortnite. Like all my coworkers were just like, "Oh, I'm going home to play Fortnite," like rushing to clock out to go play Fortnite. Fortnite toys are coming in. It was just Fortnite, Fortnite, Fortnite. I was just thinking, why is everyone playing this cartoon game? Because I was still like a little COD boy at the time, and yeah, like I just gave it a go, and I saw like a few friends, like other YouTubers like Ghost Ninja and Homer Games, if you know they are, like blow up from posting Fortnite, and gave it a try, and it just all sort of snowballed, and I actually really enjoyed like the battle royale feel, because Call of Duty before that I didn't really dabble in it too much,
Yeah,
especially like Blackout and stuff. Was that Black Ops 4? I think it was.
I think so.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it was just like almost like a rebreathe of your childhood in a sense, because all of your friends were constantly online wanting to get wins, and it was just like the addictive feel of like even if you got a win, it was like, right, where we landing, boys? You're already on the battle bus again. So that's pretty much my story.
I think I remember like I was at school. I was the person that kind of missed out on it. Well, because I started, one of my friends, he got me playing. I think it was like chapter 1, season 3, and I played for like a good probably week. And I didn't know anything about the battle pass. I didn't know about there was upcoming story and all this stuff. And I played it, and I was like, yeah, this game is shit. Like I hated it. And I was like, because I was kind of in between PUBG and Fortnite, and I was like, why would I want to play a cartoon game that looks like crap versus PUBG, which is a bit more realistic? So I stopped playing it, and then around when season 7 came out, that's when I started playing it full time. And I bought the battle pass and I got hooked on it. But like, it's just weird to know like I might have not got into Fortnite if I didn't pick it up that second time and actually played it. So
Oh, that's interesting. So you
Yeah.
gave it a go, and then it wasn't for you, and then you came back.
yeah, and I genuinely
pretty
think because I started playing like I think literally like almost launch day of season 7, and I had an Xbox gift card that I got for my birthday, so I used that to buy the battle pass. And I think the battle pass, buying that and doing the challenges and stuff, is what hooked me onto playing Fortnite, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, Epic's process that they have, man, to get people into the game.
Oh,
is
yeah.
very addictive.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So Clark, your turn, bro.
Oh, is it my? Oh shit, I'm going. Okay. So what? So what was the question again? How do I get into Fortnite? Or...
Yeah, so how'd you get into Fortnite, and what made you want to start creating Fortnite content?
Okay. I'll keep this brief, but I've been playing Fortnite basically since the game came out. I think I was playing within the first month of the Battle Royale's release. A friend of mine, I used to play Dragon Ball Xenoverse religiously. And some of my homies that were playing Xenoverse were like, bro, you gotta play this new game, man. This Battle Royale Fortnite. What are you talking about? So I downloaded it, and I'm like, yo, this is cool. Like, this is different. Like, it was an open world game, a fully destructible environment. That's how my brain was processing at the time.
Yep.
I'm like, I just want to just jump on this island and explore it. So I used to just play solos a lot. Then I got all my friends to get on. We were playing every day, playing squads. And then what made Fortnite like more than just a video game for me, when I'm starting to like my brain's starting to think down the content path, is when I'm like, I saw Ninja playing with Drake, and I'm like, oh,
That's cool.
I'm like, this is huge. This is different. Because we had never seen anything like that before. I wouldn't start making dedicated Fortnite content for about another 2.5 years from that point, I think, because I started making content in chapter 2 at the end of season 6, basically chapter 2 season 7. And so it's funny, I actually wasn't going to originally make Fortnite content either. I was going to do more of like relationship advice kind of stuff. I was gonna
really?
do like, yeah,
Wow.
not like, I know this guy's a controversial person, but like Andrew Tate, like that kind of sphere, the
Yeah,
internet,
yeah.
the manosphere, like that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Red Pill, all that. I was actually going to do that
ICPM.
content. I was writing down a script actually at the time for my first Red Pill
Jeez.
content video. And so my friends, I hadn't played for like 2 months because it was chapter 2, season 6. I hated the season. I didn't want to even play. So my friends hit me up. They're like, bro, jump on. I jumped on. We had a bunch of funny moments. I decided to stream that day. I had like 2 or 3 viewers. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take these clips and put them on TikTok. I'm going to see what happens. Put a clip out. It got like 24,000 views. And I said, you know what? I wonder what would happen if I did this for a full month. And then like within a month, I got, I think, about 10,000 followers on TikTok, and I was hooked. So I just kept going with it to see how far I could take it. I got Tim the Tat Man to react to
that's cool.
one of my clips.
Yep.
I donated $50 for him to react to to one of my clips, because there was a guy he had just played with named Jordy2D. Jordy2D was on Tim's stream.
Yeah.
And I made this joke, like I was basically copying Jordy2D's like content strategy and Ninja's content strategy. And I was talking about, I'm gonna play with Tim the Tat Man and Chris Brown, and I'm gonna write a book. And I was doing all, and so I sent it to Tim because Jordy commented on that video. He's like, yo, this plan's flawless. And so I sent it to Tim, but yeah, there's just one thing after another that's kind of kept motivating me to keep making content, and here I am. So
That's cool. Yeah, it's amazing like the outcomes that end up occurring from like all the stuff that sort of leads up to it. It's cool. Like, and it can be the most stupidest thing that you could do too as well, that could like set you up for the rest of your life with your career, like just through a video game. So it's pretty dope. I like that. X, what about you, bro?
Oh man, it was so moving just to hear that, to hear two beautiful stories. That's
Made me
right.
shed a tear, man.
Yeah, I'll cry up a storm. Okay, so me, I started playing legit chapter. I mean, I got fully into it chapter 1, season 3, but my first one was chapter 1, season 2. And how it started was that I was originally just a COD player. I was just playing Call of Duty, if not like either zombies or whatever. I wasn't really into the whole BR style. And then the trend kind of kicked in where like everyone's hooked onto a Fortnite. They were like, "Bro, you gotta play this. Sick." Um, and I downloaded it on my PS4. I tried it out. I wasn't too into it, so I just kind of like I played it like on and off. All the time I just play with my friends. And then season 3 came in, and then it just hooked me pretty much. The POIs, all the characters, and then that was I committed to it when I first bought my skin, which was Raven. And I bought the whole battle pass. I didn't buy the whole battle pass, but I bought the battle pass.
Yep.
But then after season 3, I just kept going with it. The just keep playing the game, having fun with it. Content wise, it started at the same time when I got into it, and then I guess it kicked off where I had Luwani, one of the leakers, join onto my stream, and I didn't have Twitter or anything like that. So Luwani and like other person was like one of the few people that I've known the longest.
Hmm.
So they just it really like, and people like watching me. It kind of gave me like when I did like streams on YouTube, it was like, oh, people like what I do. People like this. Just watching me like lose a game. Okay. Which it's still to this day I lose. I suck at this game, but
Same, bro. Don't
it
worry.
was. But I just kept going with it, and I got better. I got better with my editing on vids, which I still had to do them, and then I got better with the quality of the streams and everything, and now it's here where I have like a Sony camera, and you could just see my face just all reacting to me dying to a face sway mini shooting me from like 200 meters. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I like hearing people's stories and how it sort of came about and stuff because everyone's different and everyone has different circumstances that brought them into the game and creating content. So that it's really cool to hear it. Like there's probably so many different people out there too that have different stories. So getting to know like just a few is pretty cool. Um, Ben, what about you do? Because you do obviously you do
Oh,
your Blender stuff and that. And what sort of made you get into Blender and just playing Fortnite?
well, I started in Fortnite like a couple weeks after it came out. First off, it was my mate just begging me to play every day at school. Download Fortnite, download Fortnite. And I'm like, oh, stuff it, I'll download it. And yeah, that was pretty much the start of the rabbit hole. I've played it almost every day since it came out, which is sad, maybe. But no,
Nah, that's good.
yeah, it's good. Pretty much just played it. Didn't really get Twitter until end of 2021. So had Twitter, followed Fortnite leaks. I was pretty much shit at the time. And then one day I'm like, oh, let's try Blender because I kind of knew how to use the software in a way. I was like, all right, let's chuck some Fortnite models in. So I'll take screenshots in game and then Fortnite characters in. They looked really trash at the time. And I can't believe my friends were like, that's good. But oh well, I'm glad they said it was because it kind of got me where I am today. And then yeah, it was just making renders for a long, long time. And then when combos came into the game, I made
Your
a
obsession.
remake of I made a remake of the How to Train Your Dragon scene. That got me a few thousand followers and I mean not followers, viewers and likes.
That's how I
I was
first met
freaking
Ben,
out.
was from that. That's how I first met you.
Yeah,
Because I saw it appear on
and
my following and I was like, oh, this guy looks cool.
yeah, and iTalk actually retweeted. I was shaking at the time. I was like, "Oh my god,
I would have too.
biggest person I've ever
Shout out
I
to
know."
iTalk, man.
Yeah,
He's a
shout out.
legend.
And then there was a couple like a month or two dormant, and then I posted another animation that blew up again because yeah, that's got 400 something thousand views at the moment on
Jeez.
YouTube. And then I met Jake because I killed him in a game by accident. I was like, hang
When I
on,
was trying to do my
I know that
challenge,
name.
bro, like, serious?
He was recording challenge video. I was like, hang on, I know who that is. Let's go back to replay, and I was like, yep, that's Jaykey on Twitter. And I messaged him, and then kind of got to know him. But at this point, I just
Now he
hang
regrets
around.
it. He regret meeting
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
but yeah, at this point, I just kind of hang around on Twitter talking to other artists. I help like make the like Sky backgrounds, so skyboxes for other artists to use. That's kind of what I do at the moment, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Nice. All right, so I'm kind of just going to start random conversations and just get stuff flowing in that. So obviously we're in Fortnite Chapter 4, Season 3, and there's a lot of different content creators out there and producing different content, like short form content, long form content, and all that good stuff. Do you guys find anything at the moment in the community that kind of makes it hard to push content out, or something that you struggle with that you'd like to improve?
Editing. Definitely.
That's a really good question.
Like to get a good short form editor, like obviously short form content would take a long time to edit as well, but then long form as well, like a lot of the juice has kind of been zapped out of it with like not only the shorts tab on YouTube but TikTok and just the rise of like even Instagram reels and short form content, not only just in the Fortnite genre but like outside of it. It's just so popular. But yeah, go ahead.
I feel like sorry.
No, go ahead, man. You're
I
good.
feel like editing, like, just from my personal point of view as well, I like doing it for other people, but when I do it for myself, I hate it because I'm my own biggest critic. So I always judge myself on what I'm producing. So I can agree with editing.
What was the question one more time? It was, what's the biggest challenge you have with putting out content?
Yeah, and like the struggles that you go through now, considering there's so many different forms and content creators out there.
I'm having an issue with keeping up, right? So like I'm being a one-man army, I'm starting to really see the drawbacks of it.
Yep.
Like for example, we have the update on Tuesday, right? And so I need to stream, but when I wake up, I'm finding out, oh, there's new Optimus Prime dialogue. Oh, well, now I'm gonna have to make a video that I didn't plan on making this week about Optimus Prime. Then midstream, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just take me talking to Chad and make that the video. And then when I'm editing that, I'm realizing, yeah, but you've got like 5 other videos you've already, planned to make today. Then I wanted to do a video about on the gameplay, and it's just like I can't do it. There's no way I can get all that content out. I guess it's a good problem to have, that it's, I have an abundance of content that I have to make, but the problem is with something like Fortnite, it's very timely. So if you don't get something out within a certain time frame, it's not going to do well. And so it's like if I don't get, and that's the thing, like I didn't get any good crazy gameplay talking about the, the new items in the game or anything. I had to go the theory route again. So it's just, I think that's the biggest problem for me personally right now, is just being able to get out more content.
Especially with like the bigger channels and that have like more than one person behind the scenes, like writing scripts, editing, getting gameplay. It does make it hard to keep up with them too.
Yeah, like for example, when Cypher, I know that when we have live events, right? Like Fortnite Fracture, God help me.
Let's not talk about that abomination.
Right. But like I remember within 10 minutes of the Fracture event being done, Cypher's already got his video uploaded. I'm like, dude, I've got to edit this and try to put it up. Like there's no way
just stop
I'm gonna be
recording,
able to do that.
Then have slow internet as well, like myself. Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, I still do everything by myself as well, other than thumbnails.
Jeez.
Like,
wow.
I don't write scripts, so I'll just like bullet point on a whiteboard, like what I sort of want to talk about, because I've done it for so long now.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't, when I've wrote a script as well, I haven't noticed a difference in like average view duration compared to just writing bullet points and have it be more natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you edit your own
for
videos,
sure.
Friendly? Like you edit everything?
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. To be honest, I procrastinate a lot though doing it. I feel like Clark will maybe be the same, especially if you're stacked with like multiple ideas and things to do. You'll just feel like you're getting nothing done.
Yeah.
Like being a jack of all
Especially when
trades,
you're
master of none.
I know, Friendly, you don't stream as much, but it's like, especially on days where it's like, I could shoot this video, but I feel like streaming instead. Like that just, it sucks. It's like, get your work done.
Yeah, because I obviously don't stream. I have that like aspect in terms of if there's an update, I just want to play it to see, like, to get the gist of it for a video, and I'm like, have I got the full gist of it yet before I make the content? And then have I forgot to mention something that I haven't like quite done? Maybe it's a voice line or something as simple as that, like you said before. It's It's just one of them like yin and yang situations. It's like, oh, just get to work.
I like that you kind of mentioned that as well, because I feel like there are content creators that don't actually play after the update. So when they're kind of conveying their news or whatever they're talking about, they don't necessarily know 100% what they're talking about because they haven't got to like witness it and play it in game.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you can see with like either creators. I'm not saying creators that have quit, meaning Tifu's just quit. Like no, not like that. But like you could see toward like a lot of the people's journeys before they've either like switched game or something. Their lack of interest within
Yeah.
the actual content of Fortnite. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm streaming Fortnite," but then they'll be like, pick up a boomerang and be like, "What's this? Like, when did they add like,
What does this
bruh?
do?"
Like, it was leaked in the key art and it's literally in the trailer and it's like the main new weird weapon this season."
And it's trash. What? Sorry.
Hey, don't diss my boomerang.
Wait a second. Wait a minute.
Oh no, I'm gonna start a war. I'm sorry. Wait, real quick,
need a
friendly. I
mythic.
have a question. Do you have a
Go for
hard
it.
time, like, trusting other people to edit your videos?
Yes, that is the main reason I don't do it because
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
like Jaykey said, he likes editing other people's videos, and I feel like the aspect of that is you feel like you're gonna just look at it more logically rather than
Yeah,
like
yeah.
have your emotional kind of entanglement involved. Like, oh, is this good enough? This and that, and you look at it from like a logical standpoint. Each segment you're doing, and it's more like easy to put out there, even though it's the same sort of process, but. Obviously, trusting someone else with, like you say, the time sensitivity of Fortnite content as well. It's like, can I trust them in this time frame, and or would I have been better of just like sucking it up, doing the work by myself, and then like keeping the ball rolling as a one-man army and getting a better schedule overall with like work-life balance and stuff. But yeah, I totally feel that.
Yeah, I have a. That's one thing I'm struggling with is like, okay, if I get somebody to edit my content, are they going to be able to capture like the comedic timing, the essence
Yes,
of like
yeah.
the vibe that I'm trying to say?
100%.
That's very difficult for me to like. It's like if I ever get an editor, they're gonna have to really understand my personality and my content because there's a
Like you as a
certain
person.
yeah, because there's a certain rhythm to it as I'm editing. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Oh, I can put so because I'm also adding stuff, post shooting. Like sometimes I'll think of something goofy to do, like I'll throw in voice acting. I'll layer like 4 voices over a particular part of the video or something. So it's just, I don't know. But it's good to hear that another
Yeah.
content creator has the same struggle. Like it's hard to trust somebody with your editing. But
I
Yeah.
feel like as well, my editing is obviously a lot different in the regard that it's only for like leaks and stuff. I don't know if you can hear the seagulls in the background, but I've got my window open. It's so hot here. But
It's a nice
just in
ambience.
case you hear any
Oh, special guest Eagles. Yes.
coming to Fortnite, what?
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, I totally feel that. And people obviously like Cypher, like you mentioned before, they've done a really good job in not only establishing a big team around them, but one that truly understands a creator and like their path going forward with what type of content they make. So obviously, people will watch Cypher for Cypher, like they like his personality, they like his
Yeah.
stream and stuff, and obviously he's like a really good, content creator. It's undisputable at this point whether you're a hater or not. He's a good content creator. 'Cause look at his amassed following and look at the loyalty. So
yeah,
it's one of them things. I feel like it's a risk, but it's a risk that either pays off massively or it can be detriment to your brand and channel.
Yeah.
In that sense.
If you're finding an editor, I feel like you have to, if you really want to get another editor, you have to try and take that risk in order to find if they have the similar personality and like sort of point of view as what you do. So I just like you have to take risks in order to sort of achieve
Yeah.
things greater as well.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
true.
life. Roll of the dice.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Take the risks. What about you, X? Do you struggle, dude, with like streams and stuff?
I hearing all the hearing everyone's like thoughts on it and everything. Yeah, I would agree because I had the thought too of like hiring someone to like make the stuff for me because for me when it comes to like editing and whatnot, it takes a long time. And I always got family that like I always get that call of family like, hey, mind helping me out with something? And then it would just kill like 20 minutes. And I'm fine with helping them out, absolutely. And then I come back and then it happens again, come back, happens again. Like yesterday, I was outside for the majority of the day and I came back home like at 7 or 8, literally. So well, it does tend to happen. And that plus like with like I think content wise, I think the one thing I would say, everyone's done something on Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think one thing I would say if someone out there is trying to like make it like stand out, you have to do something that's like great, like crazy original to where no one has done it yet. Because everyone's done something in here. Because we have Donna
100%.
Monster that does exclusively, creative stuff. We got the boy Clark out here doing Fortnite lore and everything. Like everyone's done something that like they just makes himself unique in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So
and that's what makes you stand out and get an audience as well. Is your uniqueness, your individual personality.
yeah.
I think that's something a lot of content creators don't understand. Right. And this is something I was gonna bring up. I wanted to bring up today because when you gave me the prompt early on, like be inside the mind of a content creator.
Yep.
So I've had a few days to think about this, but it's just like when I have people that come on my chat all the time and they are, hey, can you give me any tips on on content creator or streaming? Or I'll have people message me the same question, or hey, will you look at this? Or tell me what you think. And it's just like the thing I tell everybody, every single person that genuinely wants advice for content creation, I tell them the same thing. I said, you need to answer this question. I said, this is gonna be the hardest question you ever have to answer as a content creator. I ask myself this every day. Why should anybody watch you? If you can't answer that question, then you're doing something
Well,
wrong.
yeah.
You have to be able to answer the question, why should anybody watch you? Why should somebody watch me post to Cypher PK or to Friendly Machine or to Jaykey or to Tedious? Or, like there's gotta be something, like even if I'm doing the same kind of content, like when I started doing Fortnite theories, the reason why I started doing Fortnite theories on YouTube, one, they were already doing well on TikTok, but two, there weren't as many people doing it on YouTube. The only person I knew of at the time was PlayStation Grenade, Top 5 Gaming, and then I had just found Restro, right? I didn't even know that Tedious and Jay existed yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna jump into this arena and try to dominate. Then I found out, oh, there's a few more people, but even then I'm like, I have to figure out my own spin on this. I can't sound the same and do the same thing the same way as everybody else,
Yep.
Because there's so much competition, if you want to actually do well in this arena, you've got to really figure out your niche and like how you're going to stand out from the other probably millions of people that are trying to make it just like you are and putting out content. So
That's a good answer.
I like that. I really like that. You gotta sort of ask yourself that in order to. I like that. That's good, Clark. I actually really like that.
thanks, bro.
I never really thought of that actually. So, yeah.
Well, get to
Like,
work. No,
Yeah. Get the whip out.
Like
Come
a
on, man.
niche, a niche within a niche, in a sense. Like obviously you're creating Fortnite content, and then that's like a niche in itself, and then you are the niche within that to stand out to the point where why would people want to watch you rather than someone else create something similar? Because at this point, everybody, like you say, can either like take inspiration off or directly replicate content.
Yep.
So it's all about the why the you factor.
Yeah, and because here's the other thing too, right? Like, Friendly, you started making your content at a time where there was a lower barrier to entry. Like you started, I think, at like arguably like one of the best times to make Fortnite
100%,
content.
yeah.
And now it's just like I actually wanted to ask this question as well, and all you guys can answer this, but I'm honestly wondering, is it possible? Do you guys think it's possible now for somebody to get up there, be a personality, and get to the same level as Cypher PK or Nick A30 or any of these other guys through Fortnite content? Because there's something Cypher's been pointing out in his videos for the last few months. He's been saying that there hasn't been a new big time Fortnite content creator that's risen to the ranks of stardom in over 2 years. I think it's been about 3 years now. So I'm just I'll be upfront. That's where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm sitting here wondering, like, is it even possible? Because it's just so saturated with so many different people. But I want to know, what do you guys think?
Who wants to go first?
I think I reckon it is possible, but it's just going to take a lot longer than what it is in terms of like when Cypher and that did it, because obviously there was hardly anybody in that niche. So in order for them to get to the top, it was harder to be recognized because now you've got things like TikTok, Shorts, Twitter. There's so many more social platforms now that you can get recognized on. But I do think it is a lot harder to reach it now because, like I said, Clark, it's so saturated now, the community. But I do think it is possible, but you're going to have some key element of being super unique. And I do think it's going to take a lot longer than what it would be back in the past, even though that was still quite a grind. I still think it's going to take a long amount of time to reach sort of Cypher's level and that, if you use him as an example.
Yeah.
I sort of disagree and agree to extent to what you just said there, Jay.
Yep.
So first of all, it's not like you're wrong or anything. It's like it's right. Obviously,
Yeah,
like it takes grind consistency over time. But I feel like for someone to come along now within Fortnite, it's gonna have to be like quick, fast, speed
True.
attack, like
Yeah.
really good content, like distributed every single day, so nobody can even keep up with trying to replicate what they're doing. Almost kind of like Mr. Beast in a sense. No one can really touch him, and despite people trying to replicate his content, they never know what he's going to do next, and that's a hook factor. And then obviously he spends millions of dollars on his videos. I'm not saying this creator upcoming in Fortnite would need to do that, but it'd have to be such a unique wow factor, especially with the like multitude of different social platforms, especially the short form grabbing your attention instantly. Then how can you translate that to like a longer form video and keep that same like vibe going of like I can't not watch this, or you're hooked, or you watch until the end. So I feel like it's a combination of somebody coming along completely revolutionizing the way that people actually make content on a game or surrounding a game in itself, and then also doing that like consistently to grow to the heights of these other creators. I mean, I wouldn't say it'd be very easy to get to the heights or like the reputation of the likes of Cypher PK and people like that, because they're so solidified now. It would be very hard for someone to do that. It's possible, but a content creator that I noticed is getting a lot of recognition is like this guy who does like just short skits of like Fortnite, and he's getting hundreds of millions of views. I've forgotten his name. I'm not that guy.
I think I
saying,
might know
I
who
don't
you're
his
talking
name
about.
either, but
I can't remember the name either, but yeah, I think I've seen him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure who that is. I
that
like this
that dude's
content.
funny. Like, even if it's sort of to the point now where even if you didn't play Fortnite, you know about it, and because they're so like obviously entertaining and snappy in short form content especially, people are going to watch that whether like they're keeping up with Fortnite or they even care about Fortnite. They'll just be like, oh yeah, he's mentioned he's got a Nerf tac shotgun from Fortnite, or like just like it's a general skit of a kid who likes games. It happens to be Fortnite, and then his dad.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I also think a lot of the time now, like everybody has goldfish minds where they just have a short attention span. So I feel like you need your content to be short and snappy, like you were sort of saying, just in order for people to stay entertained. Because like I guarantee, like shorts you've seen perform a lot better than long form videos majority of the time,
100%.
just because people want that quick content to flick through and get like. For me personally, I like to watch long form content because I like to get to know the creator a bit more. But sort of speaking on more of a general community side, I feel like people just want to get all their news as quick as they can, whether it's Fortnite news, Fortnite lore, just content in general, within like 30 seconds to a minute instead of spending a whole 5 minutes watching it.
Here's the thing I've noticed, right, when it comes to like Fortnite content as a whole, and also something you just said. It's the issue with short form content, and because my biggest following is on TikTok.
Yep.
Right. That's where I got my start, getting the momentum to make content. The issue with short form content is it doesn't allow you to really build that relationship with people.
Yep.
Like that's why you'll see like newer Fortnite YouTubers that have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and they got it through shorts. If they stream, they'll only be able to average maybe 150, 260. And it's like you think at 1 million, you'd be able to get at least a couple thousand people to watch you, right? But it's not the case, because it's a lot of people that focus on short form don't really focus as much on the community aspect of it. That's really where the long form and the live streams come in, where you can really hone in on a communal aspect of the of honing in people that are rallying behind you as a person and as a creator.
Yeah.
The other issue though is like a lot of Fortnite content right now feels the same. Like there doesn't feel like there's a lot of innovation with it right
It's
now.
very repetitive.
Even when it comes to live streams, like people aren't as interested in watching. Like there's more people playing the game than ever, arguably, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But there's not anyone wanting to watch Fortnite content, like Fortnite live streams, like Fortnite content. It's just, and it's crazy because it's like, dude, this is like the world's most popular game, and nobody gives a. Well, I almost cut. Sorry.
Yes. No, you go.
Nobody cares to watch it. So it's like Friendly was saying, like if you're gonna come up now, like you really got to do something that stands out,
Yeah.
that's ahead of the curve, that's innovative. And I'm still honestly, I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I don't know. Still got to figure that out. But
And I feel like sometimes that can come at the most random moments too. Like, for example, Little Snail, she did her short form content on like the little sticky boy about Spider-Man, just making fun of it and stuff. Like, it's just so random and like wacky. It's like, it could just happen at any time too.
yeah,
It's an attention-based economy.
It
That's what it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Definitely is. Ben, because you're like on a bit of a different side to us, because you're like obviously more with the Blender art side. What struggles do you find to get your sort of like yourself motivated to post it? And do you find any struggles clashing like with other creators?
Well, I think a lot of creative, was it blackout, where you just lose creativity for a while.
Yeah,
Like you
A
just
roadblock. Yeah.
yeah, that like it happens pretty easily and quite often. Like as an artist, I guess. Like you get a surge of ideas, you execute them, and then that's it for a while. You don't know what else to do, kind of thing. And making something when you don't have the passion to make it is extremely hard. Like you usually don't even finish a project if it's not something you really want to do. But like you said, just pointed out, Jake, about not competition, but seeing other people do extremely well and make sometimes like absolutely insane renders or animations that can kind of ruin your motivation in a way as well as inspire it, because it makes you go, oh, I want to be able to do that, but at the same time you think, oh, I can't do that, and then you lose your motivation. So it's both a positive and a negative kind of thing,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Do you guys find that, because I feel like everybody here, no matter what, anyone in the community compares themselves to other people to try and push themselves to be better, or sometimes you might get a bit discouraged, but do you guys find if you compare yourself to other content creators, does that put you off of putting out content because you might feel intimidated, or does that sort of motivate you to produce better content than somebody that like you're inspired by, I guess?
It's a bit of both for me personally. Like, healthy competition's good, and
Yep.
any competition is obviously a motivating factor. But I'm somebody who likes to put themselves. I'm a bit weird, so just end the podcast there. I'm a bit weird. That's it.
Cut it off.
I like putting myself in these uncomfortable situations because it sort of makes you feel like, oh, like we're not just, in the rat race, just like this and that, and a routine that's gonna last forever. It's like it's good to feel all these different things because it shows you're actively trying to progress. And once you've
True, yeah.
identified that that's the sort of process that you're going through, then you can obviously get to the motivating factor of, I want to be able to do what they've done, and how could I even improve off of maybe what they've done or do it differently in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just add to what I was saying before. Yeah, obviously it gives you motivation, and you try to accomplish that level kind of thing. But when, as an artist, if you don't see yourself like being able to replicate that kind of level of quality, that's really demotivating. But it also is motivating in a way. It's kind of a big 50-50. I don't know exactly how to explain it,
Yeah.
but
It's
yeah,
hard.
just as an artist, that's my kind of point of view.
I kind of feel like as well,
Yeah.
like you compare yourself to somebody else, and then maybe you feel a bit discouraged, and you still end up putting out the content. But that content that you're producing, maybe you're trying to live up to someone's expectations, or try and be like someone, or just get inspired in general. I feel like that
Yeah.
content that you produce, it's your own work, so it's going to be different. And I feel like sometimes that's
Yeah.
what people can sort of gravitate to you more towards, because they're like, oh, this guy's content looks like this, but you were kind of inspired to create something else, but it's turned out a certain way, which people have sort of drawn in because it's unique to you, even though you're trying to do something else.
That's true. But I also, like, I'm friends with a lot of small artists.
Mhm.
Like obviously we've got all the big artists, like everyone knows who they are. But a lot of small artists who have maybe less than 1,000 followers or maybe around that, I know they struggle a lot with kind of quality wise. If they can't think they can put something out as high quality, it just ruins their motivation. So it's one of those things where I think it affects smaller people a lot more than bigger people, as you could
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the Twitter art scene as well, I've noticed that a lot. Like you'll see like somebody like either really improve quite quickly, and then they're posting a lot of stuff, and then other artists seem to be not posting, although it seems like a good time to be posting art, and they're doing it on Discord if you're getting calls with them, and it's like, oh, well, why are you not posting? And they're looking at other people. I feel like it's just a very human trait to just
It is, yeah.
observe other people and like compare yourself negatively and positively. So it's all a matter of just like getting through the motions in your head, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
you have to be very careful with that. Like there's a couple things here, right? It's like mimicry is the best form of flattery. There's a point when you're first starting out, like you are going to be mimicking your favorite content
Oh
creators.
yeah,
But if
for
you do
sure.
it long, if you do it long
100%.
enough, you're going to branch out past
Yeah.
that. You're going to find your own rhythm. Then though, then that comes the next challenge is what we're talking about here, which is like you're comparing yourself to other content creators, and then sometimes you feel like you're not stacking up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I like what Friendly said. How and look, I guess I'm a weirdo too because I like putting myself in uncomfortable situations. The only
Yeah.
way you're gonna grow as a person, as a content creator, is by getting your butt kicked like a bunch of times, right? Like you have to constantly get like rejected. You have to put out crap content because over time, if you're dedicated, you're gonna learn from those mistakes and it's
Exactly.
going to
Yeah.
Showing up.
transform your content, right? But the other part too is it's like when I'm looking at the other larger content creators, people that are bigger than me, people around the same size. I pray don't come across as arrogant when I say this, but I look at a lot of other people. I'm like, I don't really see anything that you're doing that I can't do. Like
Mhm.
you might have a better
100%.
production quality than me. You might have certain assets that I don't have. Like you might have a team of people behind you. But in terms of entertainment factor and ideas and concept, you're not going to beat me.
I like
I'm
that
just not.
mindset. I like that.
It's like
100%.
it's, and I know that it might come across as arrogant, but at the same time, you do have to have. And we were talking about a little bit of this off camera as well. You need to have confidence in your abilities. If you've got some amazing, beautiful, God-given talents, utilize those to their
Yeah.
fullest potential. Maximize those. I've been for the last couple of years. I was talking to my mom about this last night. I was telling her that I said I feel like the last 2 years has not been. How do I say this? You know what? Okay, let me paint a picture. You know that when people talk about content creation, right? They say, "Oh, like I created the foundation for my brand," right?
Mhm.
I told my mom, I said, the last couple of years, I don't really feel like I've created the foundation for my brand. I feel like I just collected the tools. I got the bricks, I got the clay, I got the different tools I need. I bought a plot of land. Okay, I've got all that now. Now I feel like I'm entering a stage where I'm building up the foundation for my brand. And then a couple of years from now, I don't know, who knows where I'll be. But it's just there's all these different stages that you go through, and the only way you go through them is if you have some adversity, you have some setbacks, you have a lot of moments of doubt, and you figure out how to push past each and every one of those. It's content creation, regardless of what kind of content you're making. It's ups and downs, right? You're gonna have those really high moments. You're popping, everybody's talking about you, you're collaborating, things are going well, the gameplay's great, you're enjoying yourself, and then it's all gonna dip down one day, and you're gonna be like, "What the hell happened? Did I fall off?" And you got to push past that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The dopamine chase, looking at them numbers.
yeah.
I think that's also one thing why I want to create this podcast as well, is because there's also a lot of that side that people don't see. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't see that could make them not as motivated, or that's why they're holding back from creating content. So that's another reason why I want to create the podcast, is because I want to know stuff that if they're willing to share, obviously, know like what they struggle with and what they deal with in order to get past those hurdle moments. And that could be inspiring for other people listening as well, because they might be like, oh, so we have the same issue, or we have similar things that can't sort of get us past the point. So we're going to try and find ways to overcome it and do better with what you produce. So I think that's a good thing as well. X, do you have any problems like that? Any struggles?
I would say yeah.
Yep.
Because like you gotta realize there's a bunch of people watching higher up, like content creators and everything. So for me, I feel like when I see them, I'm like, man, am I doing something wrong? Is it me? Is it the content I'm putting out not engaging? And and that factor of like nowadays everyone's attention span is like so shot off.
Yeah, so true.
It's wild. Like literally, like I have a little sibling that she just watches TikTok, and she could be there's like a legit. It's just like a video on the top, and then someone playing Subway Surfers at the bottom. Like it's
I've
stuff
seen
like
them.
that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm like,
Two
should I just
dopamine
do that?
sources.
I die laughing, but I'm like, man, should I just do that nowadays? Just put my videos on the top and just play like PUBG or something in the bottom? Like I don't know.
Colourful Fortnite death run, 500 levels.
Yeah.
I have seen a few
Base.
Fortnite ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
But
content.
I think at the end of the day though, like for me, I don't get it. I don't get into my head like that much. When I see that, I'm like, I look at that. I'm like, I could do that too. I
Mhm.
feel like I could get to that level if not like, yeah, if I just keep pushing myself every day with this stuff, I'm probably gonna get that. I probably will get that big break moment, and when I do, I have to keep that moment going
Yeah.
because I feel like everyone has that. They have that moment where where I said like you shine on. I say that every time. Like when you get that shine, that moment, you gotta keep it going. Because if you
Exactly. Yep.
lose it, you can't. It may be hard to get that back up. Like
That's
for example, like the littlest snail when she did that bit, she kept going with it, and now she's zooming. She's still going.
She's on
Hey,
top.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Separating the
feel like
sheep from goats.
Yeah.
it,
She's the fastest snail out there, bro.
that's this one.
but
So yeah,
that's also
that's
what
what I feel like. I feel like everyone has that shine, and it's gonna get there at some point. When they get it, they gotta keep going with it, or just like just keep living with it.
Yep.
at the same time, that's also like one of the darkest aspects of it too. Right? That's a double edged sword because like let's look at Tfue for example. News just came out. Tfue's retiring. Right. When I've been looking at a lot of the other bigger streamers' reactions to it, Tim, Cypher, Nick Merckx, Ninja, and there's all something similar that each one of them is saying, which is that like when you make it, right, it's cool and everything. Everyone's saying like, oh yeah, I just swap places with you, but a lot of people don't understand. It's like when you're operating at that level, taking a couple of days off will eat away at you because
yeah.
like you feel like you're gonna lose your relevance, right? Like
Yeah.
you know what X is saying, yeah, you know, when you find that thing, like when you hit that, you find your niche, you hit a thing that's working out very well for you. You definitely want to continue doing that. But at the same time, there's also a moment where it's just like once you're in that rhythm, you feel like you can't stop. You feel like if you stop, it's over. Like you're gonna become irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then you're going to the whole mental health kind of a thing where it's just like how much of my life am I sacrificing to keep up with the momentum and the pace of my brand and my career? You know, I was hearing stuff about like content creators. They take a week off, they lose 15,000 subs on
Jeez.
Twitch, right? So,
Crazy.
so it's like it's this weird double-edged sword that you kind of got to be aware of when you're getting into this space. You know.
I love that. I feel like
Yeah.
as well, like you need to make like the decision ultimately that comes down to when you like these. This feels like a maze that we've dived into with all of these different avenues that people don't necessarily think off the top of the head becoming a content creator. But what Clark just said there, when you arrive to that point of like, how much of my life am I sacrificing? Like, ultimately, one of the maze kind of exits that you need to come to is this is what I do want to be doing.
Yep.
So like it doesn't feel as such like work. Like don't get me wrong, things go wrong with every industry. You could be working longer hours. You're gonna have to sacrifice doing things. So just things happen, come up. But as long as this is actually what you want to do in the place you want to be, rather than like working for some other big company, even if you're getting paid like a nice check every month, and but you really hate doing it and you feel like it's not fulfilling, it needs to like it needs to raise the arm hairs on your arm. Obviously not your leg, 'cause it wouldn't be arm hair, but you know what I mean.
I feel like with no matter what job you do have in the industry, like there's always going to be that double-edged sword, like you're talking about, Clark. And that will come with no matter what job you have. It's just if you have that passion for that job to sort of push past that and motivate yourself to be greater. Like at my job, like I work at a place called Harvey Norman, so it's like I think it's kind of like an American Best Buy a little bit. So we sell like technology and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy it because I like being able to interact with people and talk to people and that. And we get a set budget, so we have to hit a certain budget every month.
Right.
And it's good because it's kind of like I get motivated to hit that budget. But at the end of the day, it's not something that I'm passionate towards. I just hit it because it motivates me in my current job, but it's something that I don't feel 100% passionate towards because it's not something that I want to be in, or it's kind of hard to explain, but I enjoy it, but I don't feel that passion towards the job.
Right. I
The
I think
social
that's. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
No, that's all I wanted to say. Just the social aspect's good. Because, like, as a content creator, obviously we're sat at our desk a lot, especially like me and you, Clark, who are perhaps a one-man army. But yeah, go ahead. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Like I'll be real. Going off of that note, like I've neglected my health, my personal health, for the last year. I'm trying to get back out there and start doing real life stuff. You know, like that's one thing. Outside of like before I was doing Fortnite, I love dancing, bro. I love going out dancing, going to the club.
Let's go, yeah.
Just
Hell yeah,
like,
put some
bro. I
Gee.
went like the last
Lit
time,
up Clark.
bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna put the dancing
default
stuff in
dance on the
my.
dance floor or what?
Oh, bro, listen, I'll moonwalk the night away, bro. I'll set that floor
Rose
on
with the
fire.
sprinkler.
Moment I get in the
I
club,
would pay so much to see.
listen, I can tell y'all stories about some of the some of the crazy nights I've had. Like me and my boys, we used to just go into the club, right? Just like we just push people out the way, make a circle, just get going, just go. Oh God, Anyway, I miss it.
He loves it.
but like yeah, it's you really. I've sacrificed a lot of that though in the last year, right? There's a lot of things that I've learned as a result of putting my head to the ground and just grinding out this content stuff, and I've loved every second of it. But I realized that this is a really good potential. Like if I keep going at this, there's a good opportunity here to really thrive and to provide a stable living for my family and to be able to meet some people and do some things that you wouldn't normally be able to do, right? But it just takes a lot of work. And in this arena where there's so much competition, like we talked about before, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. But the thing that I've realized is that, and this is what, and anybody listening to this is what you have to understand. If you're going to do this, there are so many roadblocks that you're going to have to face. I don't think a lot of people really understand. Like if you really want to be a content creator, because I think Jaykey, you were talking about like just like putting in the time, putting the effort to it. We've all been kind of talking about that, but it's just like there's one thing I remember Harris Heller saying. Oh no, you were talking about you're talking about the passion that you have. Like you don't have the same passion you do for your day job as you do this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I don't know if you guys know who Harris Heller is. Alpha Gaming. I think he's Senpai Gaming now. But one thing that he said that was really cool, that really stuck with me before I was really doing the content stuff really hard. He said, "Listen, the likelihood of you making it as a top content creator is very slim." He's like, "I'm not saying that you shouldn't try it, but it's very slim."
think I've heard
He's like,
this,
"You
yeah.
might." He's like, "But give it a shot." He's like, "The younger you are, the better. Give it a shot. Try it for a year, 2 years." And if he's like, you might come to the realization that you don't like this. The last 2 years, right? After all, like I've had all these different ups and downs and all this crap that I've gone through my personal life and everything, right? All these different things that have happened. I've still found that I think I'm more excited about making content now than I ever have been in my entire life. I get excited about posting a new video. I get excited about coming up with different video concepts. I get excited about collaborating with people, making Fortnite maps, live streaming, like the stream I had yesterday. That was one of the most fun streams I've had in a long time. I love entertaining people and being able to do that. After 2 years, so things I gave myself that 2 years that Harris was talking about, right? And I can genuinely say, I like this. I haven't lost momentum. I haven't lost steam. I haven't lost motivation. I do enjoy this. But on another note, I will say this too. This is kind of borders the Tfue thing. I do also understand that there might be a point in time where I don't enjoy this as much, right?
Yep.
And I accept that. But as it is right now, I think after doing this for a couple of years, I think I'm cut out for that. And everybody, like, if you're gonna pursue content creation, you need to keep that in mind. This might not be. You might, if you hate making videos, if it's a pain, if it's like pulling teeth to make a video, or to stream, turn on the camera to stream, it's probably not gonna be for you. And you just got to be honest with yourself about that.
And on top of that, to add to it as well, like if you are at a spot where it's like, say you're making like millions of dollars a year, like these bigger guys who've maybe got contracts and stuff. Obviously, there's an element of discipline as well for a certain amount of time, even if they don't they know they're not enjoying it, they don't enjoy it, and they're actively like feeling like that. Instead of obviously quitting, they're thinking, I'll get a few more years out of this, then retire. Maybe Tfue thought like that in a sense toward like his last months, if not year, of being in the content rat race, so to speak, which again, that's like, not to say double-edged sword like 50 million times this podcast, but of course, a double-edged sword to say in itself.
It's all
Some
connected.
people don't see it. It's law breakdown.
Yeah.
But like some people don't see it as a rat race, some people do, but it's definitely like 100% spot on what you're saying there. At the same time about it, there's so much people don't know, and then at the same time you need to be understanding and self-aware to the point that if you know or realize at some point you're not going to be enjoying something, either change up what you're doing to enjoy it or maybe call it a Tifu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there, like, for example, a younger audience or a lot of your followers, subscribers and stuff that sort of think that, I mean, because I kind of come from this as well. Like a couple of years ago, I always thought the content creation was super easy. I'm like, okay, these guys just sit on their computers, record a video, and then they get views. They get lots of views and easy subscribers. But when you actually put yourself in that situation, it's completely different. Like there are so many things you got to push past, so many hurdles you got to get over to accomplish great things. It's not just sitting down, typing a couple of words, hitting record, and then publishing. Like it's a lot harder than that. And I realized that over the last couple of years. Like it's harder than people
Facts.
think.
Well, I'll say it's harder if you want to be good at it, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I've had conversations with people in my community, and I've been very upfront with them, right? The people that ask me for advice and on what they should do, and I have some people that take it, I have some people that kind of play with it, right? The people that play with it are the ones they'll take a video, they'll take my advice, they'll upload a video, right? And then they won't upload for a few months, or maybe they'll upload 5 or 6 videos, but they don't try to evolve their content, right?
Yeah.
It's and then you get I'll be upfront, you get the excuse like, oh, I'm just trying to do it, I'm trying to have fun with it. Yeah, okay, but you want views, right? Like you want people to actually see this. You want more than 10 views on your video, right? We know you do. That's why you're uploading it. So don't say that like, oh, I'm just doing this for fun. Yeah, of course, yeah, you want to do it for fun, but you also want people to watch what you're making. You should also want to put out something that's quality. I can't, like, there's another thing people have to understand too, right? Little insider tip for those listening. Some people will send me messages. Oh God, I feel like I'm about to open up a Pandora's box here by saying this whole shit. But
Go on, do it.
some people will send me messages. They're like, hey man, when are you making my? And I'm like, okay. So I'll go click on it, right? I'll go to their profile, and it's just a bunch of like really cringy, like, oh, I took my cell phone and I recorded my my computer screen and I moved my camera back and forth with some overly loud music, and like there's 10 videos like that. And I was like, I'm just
gonna step away.
I just gotta put my phone down, right? But it's just like larger content creators will look at your content. They will go back and look at your content. You might not know it, but we'll go and look at it from time to time. We'll get curious, like, who is this guy? You might leave a comment on my video. I got vidIQ. I can see how many subscribers you have. I'll go and check. I'll see what you're putting out. The thing is, for me, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, right? For example, if like I want to collab with somebody, to me what matters is the amount of effort that you put into something.
Yep.
If I see that you're consistently putting in good amounts of effort, I will collaborate with you, right? But if you have a small follower count and you're also putting out trash, I'm not going to waste my time or your time. It's not gonna teach you anything by me doing a collaboration with you. You're not going to learn anything, and it's also not going to do right. I want to work with people that value not just my time but their own time, and I will see that you value your own time when I can see that you're constantly putting in effort into your content.
I like that. Yeah.
God, I love Clark.
This guy's like this inspirational, just fucking dude. I love it.
Clark out here making some moments.
Okay,
making me
guys,
cry,
calm
dude.
down. All right, relax. I'm the most crass person in the Fortnite community. All right, don't big me too much. You might regret this. I
love it. You're so real and like truthful as well, and I think that's what a lot of people do cover up in the community. Like a lot of people try and hide behind lies and stuff. Where you're so truthful and straightforward. Where like you'll say it what it is, and you don't sort of like dance around it. And I like that.
It's in a believable way as well. Like, not to say it needs to be believable because it's the truth, but like it's in a way that like I feel like even the biggest of ego person could be like self-check moment. You know what I mean? Like,
and you don't sugarcoat stuff either. Like you say it directly what you think, so you're getting the truth across. And yeah, I like that. I really like that about you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Now, well, there goes my ego. Goddamn. Big head.
Just keep feeding it.
busting out them dance moves tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Do you guys find it sort of like continue with the struggles? Do you guys find it hard to come up with video ideas, and what's sort of like your process in order to make a video? Like, so for somebody that's new to content creating, what's your step-by-step process in order to create a video and get it out onto YouTube, TikTok, whatever?
X-Man go.
Yeah, that's a really good question for me, dude. Because here's the thing. In my personal opinion, there is no short of content because there is so much going on in Fortnite, especially in creative. I've known, like, there are people I've seen I collab even with Epic Games, and they make their own maps, and those maps are fire, and I will play them on stream and everything. But when I go over to the editing side and I try to edit it, I'm like, I have like a half an hour of footage, and I only edit, it's only like 5 minutes. Like, I kind of get to that where, like, I clip like the good parts, but then there's some parts where it's just like it's not good enough, or I don't think, like, I don't really like it, so I'll just cut it out, and then it's just so short of a video. I'm like, man, I don't know, but I feel like content, like, there's so much in Fortnite that you can do. Is you seem to find like the good part and the stuff that you like. Because I would say there was a map I played yesterday, which I'm gonna do something with it today. It's like a climb climb death run thing, I guess.
Yep.
Where each section you go is a season.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's really cool. And I was 20 minutes into it, and I'm like, I think I was in the season 7 theme. I felt, and there's no checkpoints, so if you fall down, you gotta start back from the beginning.
That sucks.
So I fell down. I'm like, no, and you just see my face on stream, just like staring into the abyss of me. Like, you can see there's a meter down there on the bottom too. It's just going from 700, 600, 500. I'm just like, I feel, and then, like, it was Rexium was like, how you feeling? I'm like, all I feel is pain.
I hate this.
Sadness and pain. And I'm gonna end it there. Thank you all so much for watching. And then
Dreams over, boys.
Like, I feel like that map just, like, really, it just got me going and everything, man. So, and that, and plus, me playing Zelda, I've gotten hooked onto it ever since I finished Tears in the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, I just got that game, bro. My chat was making fun of me when I was playing it. They're like, bro, you suck. I'm like, bro, I don't play Nintendo. I'm sorry. God, I played the first Zelda like 10 years ago. My bad.
Don't come at me. Come on.
Bro, Clark's like, yo, this controller got more than 2 buttons. What?
Yeah, right, bro. Literally, I'm like, when the this isn't a NES. What is this nonsense? This newfangled contraption you children have.
But yeah, for me, for Tears, I got like 120 hours in it, dude. And
damn, bro.
It's fun, man. It is.
I want to get
so
it.
fun.
Yeah, I want to get it.
Because I wanted to, because I have clips. I'm gonna edit them out because I have clips of, like, moments where I died to the most dumbest thing I did. I'm like, why did I do that? Why?
I'm just dumb when I play that game, bro. I'm like, my chat was like, I'm trying to find this chest or something. I'm in this temple trying to find this chest. I got like a bow. I'm like, I'm supposed to light some shit on fire. Like, where do I go? My chat's like, look up. I'm like, there's a chest up there. Yoink. Like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I'm just it's terrible. I'm so bad at playing that.
But that's how I feel, though. It's like the content's everywhere. You just gotta go for it. Like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be Fortnite. You can just do whatever you want, dude.
Yeah. Do you get inspired, X, by other people's content, and that kind of makes you put a twist on your own, or do you just find, like, just your own ideas suffice?
I want to say yes, because when I think where my break is what you call it really kicked in was my fashion shows.
Yeah.
And I started them because it was, I was watching, Lachlan's fashion shows, everyone doing fashion shows at that time, and it was like years though. So like 2 years ago they did that. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, what if I think I should do one. And then I did them, and then it started getting more traction, keep it going. And then I got the DM from Daja, the creator of the Joy skin and everything. Sent me a DM saying, hey, I want to collab with you on fashion shows and everything. And then when they posted the collaboration with Daja's map, and then everything just kind of like lit a fire in me, just like, what? Wait, what? Someone, what? Like, just it just kind of gave me that hope where like, and plus FNCS2 really it put fuel under that. It was so fun, man.
And I
just
feel
to
like you
see,
need those
people,
things to keep going as well. You need that
yeah,
like boost, that energy of just something happening, whether that's
and
someone reaching out to you or an event. You need that.
Little
it
checkpoint.
is like I've gotten two people recognized me at there, and then now the coffee shop I go to every like Saturday, every other weekend, they know who I am now.
That's crazy.
I love that.
It
Yeah.
was just wild. They were like, "Oh, we saw your video, man. It's awesome." Like, thanks.
To the
I
right,
got
you're like
coffee.
Twitch name on the cup when they do your coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Just out of like
X-Men
appreciation,
gaming.
being like,
X-Men.
yeah.
But it's wild though, man. And I'm like, wow, y'all really like me dying. Cool, thanks, guys. But it's wild just to see that people know they know who you are, and they like what you do. It's wild for me to see that.
And that's what pushes you forward, I reckon.
Yeah,
Like that,
man.
yeah. That's
See,
cool.
there is rewards in it. It's not all grind and sacrifice your life. Everyone watching.
There is happy things about it. It's not all morbid and horrible.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
net
It's terrible.
positive.
Don't
it's
do
not
it.
it's not a blood sacrifice, y'all.
Wait, you didn't? You guys didn't do blood sacrifices before you start? Just me.
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe just one.
Never mind.
Yeah.
My
I
bad.
think you did it for that smooth ass voice.
Okay, bro, stop. You're gonna make me blush over here, man. Relax. Jaykey, what was the question again that you asked? Getting back on track to the podcast, friendly.
Do you find
I'm
it
sorry.
hard to come up with video ideas, and how do you come up with them?
Friendly, you go ahead and answer, bro, since you're so active.
Clark's like, I need a
Go
moment
ahead.
just to gather myself.
Well, to be honest, my content's mainly centric around like leaks pouring out, and obviously everybody will probably be like, "Why have you got this clickbait on the podcast?" For a start, when they see my name. But
what I
yeah,
asked.
I'm sort of kind of known really for exaggerating things massively in titles and thumbnails, and then actually going over leaks and news that's poured out anywhere without trying to make stuff up in the video, instead of people who, you know, kind of like use Cinema 4D, Photoshop a giant megalodon shark on the outskirts of the island, like, "Oh my god, guys, new shark in Fortnite, boss, polar peak monster return." Like, nah.
See, that's I like that about
Yeah,
you,
go on.
Friendly. Like you clickbait, and a lot of people associate you with clickbait. Number one, having you on the podcast is good because we get to see another side of you and who you are. But a good thing about you is you still, even though you quotations clickbait, you're still covering the content that you've mentioned in your thumbnail or your title and that, but you're just doing it in a different way than other people. Like you still cover everything and it's still truthful. It's not clickbait like you said about Megalodon and Fortnite and all that stuff. You're still covering the
Yeah.
content.
It's not it's not complete BS, so to speak. So the way I look at it is, what I'm like planning on today. Do you know Fitzy made that tweet about like this Fortnite movie thing, and it was just
Yeah.
kind of like a meme, like, "I'll have 4 tickets, please."
Yep.
So what I'll do from there is I'll paint this picture in my head. Not that I can create, need a 3D designer to do it, please. No, but of like some like sort of scene, like cinematic looking scene of like that obviously hasn't been replicated throughout a trailer so far, and it looks like almost like a shot from the movie itself. Maybe of like a popular character like Midas or something. And then I'm thinking in my head, like, what else has happened recently that I can sort of talk about and have that, like, how does it link into that? How can I flow
Yeah,
through the topics to also make sense to this becoming a thing? And then obviously I'll think about like the storyline and stuff and where we're at. Obviously Chapter 5's pretty much confirmed to be happening end of this year, version 28, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more seasons. So we got Chapter 4, Season 4, August 25th. And then Chapter 4, Season 5. To be honest, like, which one's going to be the shorter season? Because it could be Chapter 4, Season 4. But at the same time, it could be Chapter 4, Season 5. So, to be honest, me, like, just rambling, brainstorming now is, like, the process that my head goes through. Like, before I'm actually putting it into thoughts, bullet points, and actually structuring somewhat a video before I just get the mic on and whack out a vid and then edit it all together, really.
From start to finish, how long does it take you to sort of like, so from planning it to editing to posting it, how long would you say it takes you to do that?
Honestly, it's kind of hard to track from the planning out standpoint, but I'd say, like, obviously I'm just constantly thinking about YouTube anyway, because I'm just addicted to this. Like, I'm just a bit of a internet maniac. But and people say, like, "Oh, you must love it for, like, money and stuff." Like, it's not that. Like, I'm just a numbers guy. Like, I just like seeing things. I'm weird as well, again. just end the podcast there. Friendly machine is weird,
Cut.
confirmed. But I secretly get excited when I see my stuff not doing as good because I'm like, it's gonna feel so much better and like be so much
I like
cooler when
that,
I
yeah.
like revive
Yeah.
it again. You know what I mean?
That's
Like when you
such a
see the
good
green
mindset.
arrows on the YouTube community studio. But to answer the question about the process and what time it takes, probably from the moment I hit record and then editing everything together. Obviously, EA Skate, like the thumbnail designer that I have
Yep,
full
yep.
time, whether him or someone else makes it, probably like 6 to 8 hours.
Jeez, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize how long it actually takes to do that, especially when you're on your own, like you guys are, because like there's obviously people like Top 5 Gaming who have such a big support team around
Yeah.
them. So when you're on your own, and also I feel like being on your own, and when you're creating content, and if that video pops off and does well, you feel more proud of yourself because you've accomplished it all by yourself without any help.
Yeah. Tommy was saying that, I think, to one of my other friends, not to like say, he definitely said this, but one of my friends told me, he said, sometimes it can feel more rewarding to, you know, hold the reins directly and be selling the shit
Yeah,
by
exactly.
yourself and having a channel like that,
Yep.
rather than be like a big part and face of it, which let's face it, Tommy, everybody knows him as Top 5 Gaming, you know what I mean? Like, he's the voice, the face,
Yep.
stuff like that, despite all the other work that goes into it, such as the writers, the editors, like everything. It's obviously going to feel rewarding, and he sees it on his phone as well. Like, this video is a blah 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 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10.
Yep.
But there is certain magic about being a sole content creator, and I'm glad you mentioned this actually, because I feel like with everything and more social platforms coming around now, with so many more ways to capture people's attention, get views, it's becoming more of a corporate setup to where you do need a team in a sense if it is going to be astronomically huge in terms of, like, for instance, either Top 5 Gaming in the gaming sense or someone like Mr. Beast, where they're doing so many things all at once. Like, you're seeing their life in real time through their content, doing these amazing things.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me preface this by pointing something out real quick. I want to make it clear that there is a difference between being a YouTuber and a streamer. Those two things obviously coincide, but they're somewhat two different content strategies, right? Because they're both content, but it's a different expression of content. So one thing that I've learned recently, we're talking about like if it's difficult to come up with ideas to make content from time to time. One thing I struggled with for a while was creating experiences for my live stream, right? I didn't understand. I just honestly feel like it's only been in the last month and a half, 2 months that I finally understand what I need to do for streaming, right? To kind of make my stream stand out a little bit.
Yep.
So when I first started streaming, I was working a full-time job. I was streaming 5 to 7 days a week, and I was pumping out 20 TikToks a week.
Jeez.
That's when I started back in Chapter 2, Season 7. So I was blessed because I was working from home, and I worked in a call center, and I was in sales. And so in between phone calls, I'm on my computer editing TikToks from streams from the night before while answering phone calls. So it's like, oh, well, I can get, and then when I got my 4 TikToks done for the day. All right, let me fire up the live stream. Got to get that going, right? And so I streamed for like 3 or 4 hours. Originally, when I was streaming, it was a lot of creative streams, a lot of giveaways, and and that kind of thing. I think about 4 months into it, and this is like we were talking about roadblocks earlier.
Yeah.
This is one of the first roadblocks I fell into, which was that like I didn't feel like I really had a true loyal fan base. Like I had some people, I had a small like handful of people that like were kind of an inner circle. But my streams went from like I was getting like 20, maybe 30 people in the early days watching, and then it dipped. All of a sudden, it dipped down to like between 4 to 10. I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, what did I do, right? And I noticed that when I wanted to play like competitive Fortnite, or when I just wanted to play with my cousin Joe, because he's like my duo partner. We've been playing this game together pretty much since it came out. People weren't as interested in that. They wouldn't. I realized people didn't want to watch me play Fortnite. They wanted me to either give them something for free, or they wanted to play creative maps with me. Which I get both of those things. That's cool. But I realized, man, I'm kind of setting my brand up wrong here. And it was weird. I feel like God just put this in front of me at the right time. While I was going through this crisis, Colazo made a video about this very topic. And he was talking about how he had to he had to stop because he said that he was doing the same thing. He was doing customs and giveaways, and like on days where he just wanted to play comp, like people would come like, hey, can I play? Hey, you giving away anything? No, okay, bye. Right, and that's kind of the attitude he got. He said he had to dial back. He lost a lot of viewers, but it was worth it in the end because he repurposed and rebranded himself to be able to get like viewers that actually wanted to watch him just do his thing, right?
Yeah.
So I took that and I had to dial back. Fast forward to basically the last, let's say, 5 months. I started doing the storyline quests, the Fortnite storyline quests. I started doing those live, and I noticed that when I was doing the storyline quest live, shit, I'm getting like 70 viewers in a stream. What the hell? I'm like, this doesn't make. Why would anybody? Me doing storyline quests, Fortnite storyline stuff live? Why would anybody care about that? Weird. Then I didn't put two and two together. Like, dude, you're a Fortnite theorist, and you're doing the storyline quest, explaining it while people are watching it. Like I had before then, I was just making YouTube videos that were covering it.
Yeah.
But when I switched it into live streams, it was just like, whoa, there's something to this. So, but it's like the last month and a half, I realized it's not just the storyline stuff. Anytime where I have a live stream where I'm reacting to content or where I'm just sitting down talking to my audience, those streams do way better than when I'm doing gameplay stuff. Like we were talking about earlier, people don't really want to watch Fortnite content. Like people play Fortnite as much anymore, but when there's a purpose behind it, right? That's a word that people will hear me use a lot. Purpose. Like you got to find your purpose when you're making your content. You need to write a vision, mission, purpose statement. I learned that from my mother when she was starting her business. You need to create a vision, mission, purpose statement. I was able to. I had to put purpose. I realized I need more purpose behind my live stream. So I started not just doing the quest stuff. Then I started reacting to the other theorists' theories, videos, and everything. Like you saw yesterday, Jaykey, on stream. That was a wild time.
I loved it. So good.
Yeah. And so it's like, but now it's just like, okay, maybe this is more of where my live streams need to be.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I can take that content and then put that in like it's called optimizing your content. I can take that content and put it to the form of YouTube videos. And so now I'm double dipping and killing two birds with one stone, on top of coming up with all the other ideas that I have for making YouTube videos. Now, YouTube videos, I'll keep it brief because I know I've been rambling. I'm sorry, I've been talking for so long. But for YouTube videos, it's more of, okay, I'm now understanding the importance of trend jacking and paying attention to, okay, what is everybody talking about right now? What are people saying in the comment sections? What are people saying in my Discord? What's on Google Trends? What's on Twitter? For the first year and a half, I didn't even go on Twitter. Stupid. Like, imagine not going on Twitter to figure out like topic. I found so many gems on Twitter of different things to talk about. Twitter is like essential for my content creation strategy. But anyway, that's just. I know I've been rambling for a while, but that's just kind of my thought process and how I've kind of evolved in like making content. Like, yeah, it can be very difficult. Or I'll say this: it used to be very difficult with coming up with video topics and video ideas. But now I feel like I'm finally entering like a kind of a momentum, kind of a groove now where, like I was saying earlier, bring this full circle. The last couple of years was spent getting the tools, right? And now I'm actually building the foundation for my brand. And this kind of explains how that all comes together.
Yeah. Nice. No, it's good hearing everybody's point of views and how they figure out and what works for them, because everybody has different strategies and different techniques with what works with them. And I think it's good to be able to, just as like somebody that's listening to this right now, it's good to be able to hear that because everybody has a different thought process. So hearing what other people have to say or hearing how other people sort of go through their daily schedule in order to create the content that they see I think it's cool being able to listen to that. So just before I'm going to try and wrap it up a little bit, but just before we do, I was going to pull it up real quick. On Twitter, I asked like a little bit of a community post, just sort of seeing if there's any questions that they wanted to ask you guys. So
go for it. I also, while you're doing that,
yep.
I was scrolling to TikTok this morning. Bro, I literally just saw Clark's video, saw your video, dude, of killing just killing the tryhard.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was. I had two videos that just, bro. These freaking tryhards, man, they're wild. Like you gotta put them in their place sometimes, dude. Good lord.
That you have one sliver of health remaining, bro.
That was 1 HP.
Was dying laughing.
Yeah, I think I'm finally getting good at this Fortnite thing, guys. I don't know.
He gets it.
Yo,
So
bro, this tactical sprint's lit.
one question that I actually really like is from Mr. Popcorn, or sorry, Mr. Popcorn N, and he says, "What do you like about being a content creator, and what's your hardest moment in your journey?" So if we can just have like sort of summarize and have a quick point to that question.
Who's going first?
I've talked long enough. Somebody else go.
Repeat the question.
So,
My brain.
what do you like about being a content creator, and what's the hardest moment that you've had in your journey?
I think what I like is meeting people. That's why
can
I would
agree.
say
Yeah, yeah.
meeting people like content creators, viewers, all the get go arounds, and just meeting them is such it's amazing. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to meet them because you get to meet them. They all have the same interests that you have. It's nice. That's why I think for that. I think the hardest part for me for my streams, I say the quality because I wanted to make it look nice so you can see the game without being all stuttery, and then also because I do face cam literally every time, literally. It's like my face reveal was like the second video I uploaded on YouTube ever.
And I love that you're so
Um,
confident with your face too. Like I see everyone on my Twitter timeline, and I'm blessed with it.
Like I always put that out every time, dude.
I love it.
I love having face cam because I feel like with face cam you have more of a in-person reaction than with no face
Yeah,
cam.
and it captures
Even
your
if you
emotion
don't-
too.
Yeah, even if you don't do it, that's completely fine because your voice will just branch out the same thing. But I feel like for me, when you show your face in it, there's more emotion to it.
Yeah, yeah,
Literally.
I agree.
That's why I feel like I'll make it more look nicer. But so far it's okay. It's just my problem is the bit rate. I'm getting that situated.
I think I can agree with that. Like mine's just more about the quality. Like I want to try and do the best quality I can. So that's probably the hardest thing for me as well. Is just trying to produce higher end quality and trying to think of new ideas at the same time while still maintaining that quality and not dropping it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean to answer the same question. So what I like about it is I'm all for grit and grind. Really, like I like being in a routine that's created by yourself, determined by yourself. So you sort of like you are working for yourself, but obviously you're gonna put more pressure on oneself than a boss could in a sense long term.
Definitely.
You still want the short term deadlines, but you're thinking like, right, I've got plans for this far down the line, this and that, and it's good, healthy like work ethic created from doing that, even if you feel like you don't want to do it, and especially when you get the work done as well. If you don't feel like doing it, or like say if you feel sick or something one day, maybe you've come down with some like I don't know like flu going around.
Yeah.
It's always like that extra satisfaction, but I just like grinding. Like as long as I've got something to grind, and obviously I've loved gaming ever since I was a kid, and especially Fortnite. Like that's another thing you mentioned at the start of the podcast, Jay. Like a lot of people will play this just for the content's sake, just because they know new updates come out. They've seen it on Twitter being like the hub of immediate Fortnite source of whether it be clips, pictures, and even like just words and strings and stuff. Like I actually genuinely enjoy playing the game and doing the challenges as soon as they come out. Not that I need to, because like I buy all the 100 levels and I'll definitely get level 200. But the worst part about it, or like the hardest time I've had, mainly is because I'm 24 now, right? And I started doing this like full time probably at about 19.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So over the past 5 years, you do know and you do notice more as time goes on. The sacrifices that you are putting in. Say that one time going out for drinks with friends where you're like, oh, I got to be here, this just happened. Like, say if a new chapter or like live event got announced, I've got to make this vid, I've got to get it out, blah blah blah. It's those moments, and as you get older, obviously, as you become more of like a ideal parent age. I mean, there's not obviously a set age that you need to become a parent at, but you start like judging all these things like, well, if I had a child in the picture, this and that, girlfriend, wife, or other responsibilities. It's like, how much am I willing to sacrifice to do this grind in a healthy way where I can also balance everything else at the same time? So it's honestly, I wouldn't call it like the worst thing about it. It's just an ever-going process of where you constantly you have to think, like as Bruce Lee said, like water. You put it in a cup, it becomes the cup.
Yeah.
Put it in a bottle, it becomes a bottle. You've got to adapt to every situation, and in a weird way, as I've mentioned this podcast, I kind of like that.
Yeah. I kind of like how you're talking about with like the ideal age of like being a family or stuff like that, because I'm 21 and I see people my age like having kids and that, which I couldn't do at this
Facts.
age. But I sort of
Yeah.
compare myself to them. Like, should I be out there trying to find a girlfriend, doing all this sort of stuff, partying, having fun, or do I enjoy sitting
And
here
that's
creating content, trying to build up my future? And that's what I sort of weigh out.
Yeah, that's human nature to obviously compare yourself not only in this content avenue that we've already discussed, but on like more of a human just consciousness level to other areas of life, because that's just like hereditary in our nature as a
Yeah,
species, I
yeah.
suppose. But not to dive into biology.
Biology class.
There's a lot of things I love about it. It's the reward that you get from grinding, putting in a bunch of hard work, and seeing the fruits of your labor. That being people's reactions to it, the people that you meet, the collaborations, the opportunities you get. Like all of that is fun. It's rewarding. It's enjoyable. I love, like I said earlier, I love entertaining people. But I think more so than that, I love the potential to have an impact on somebody,
Mhm.
potentially in a way that I never thought of. When I told my chat this multiple times, but it's just like when you watch my streams, because remember, my content was originally not going to be gaming stuff. It was going to be, more of the life advice, relationship
Yep.
type stuff. That's what I was planning for. When you watch my streams, I want you to learn something. I want you to have something to think about sometimes. And not every stream is going to be like super ultra deep philosophical, but I do want you to get something from my content. I want you to grow, because the thing is, I want to grow with my audiences. Because look, you might start watching when you're 14, and when you're hitting your early 20s, I want you to still be watching. I want my content to be able to grow with you, and I think that that's rewarding when you can create a loyal fan base that grows with you, and you have some kind of impact on them more than outside of just gaming, right? That's really like what's the most rewarding to me.
Yeah.
But on the other side of things, the challenging aspect, everybody was talking about like comparing themselves to others but like in your personal life, right? Like I think the biggest challenge is letting your personal life slide, like getting away from, interacting with people in the real world.
Yep.
Benefit, like listen to you guys talk. I'm pretty sure I'm probably the oldest person here. I'm 28, right? So one advantage to being an old man of the Fortnite community is that
Old man.
You're young, bro.
I know
Dude's
I'm
in his
young.
20s calling himself an old man.
One of the advantages of being a bit older than a lot of the creators is that when I was younger and I was your guys' age, I was out there tearing up the dance floor, man. I was out there getting wild. I was enjoying myself, right?
When I was
Going
like, you
off to
young
the-
whippersnippers.
back in my day, So the same thing. Even when I was looking at Tifu's video, right? When I was looking at his goodbye video, and he's talking about how he used to use gaming as a way to escape from life, and now he's using life as a way to escape gaming. I understand that. I get that. And it's just like just like a lot of people, when in his late teens, early 20s, that's when he was blowing up. That's when he was grinding the hardest, and he was doing all this content stuff, man. During that time in my life, like, yeah, I was dabbling with content, but it wasn't like it is now. I'm very blessed in the sense that I've been able to do a lot of things in real life. I've been able to develop a lot of skills that made me better as a content creator. Now that I am a bit older, trying to do it, I guess it's another rewarding aspect. It's like I do have a lot of life experience already, and now I can kind of focus on this more. But I will say this, I will admit, and this is a warning to anybody who pursues this: make sure you maintain your health, because if you're not good, if you're not in a good, healthy state, which is what I've struggled with the last couple of years, when I'm being candid, it's been very difficult for me to maintain a good work-life balance between the content and also maintaining my health and my personal relationships. The Transformers movie, when it came out this year, that was the first time I had left the house in about a year. I had I've gone out and like done stuff like to go shopping or whatever, right?
Yep.
Do something on my car or whatever. But like that was the first time I had seen
Like
my
for
friends.
fun.
Yeah, that's the first time I seen the last time I went out was Vegas. It was, I think, June 26th. We went out about this time last year. And then the Transformers movie came out, and that was the first time I'd seen anybody since. So it's just, don't sacrifice. Like there is sacrifice, there is trade-off, but then there's sometimes you can overcorrect. Don't do that. I think that's probably like the hardest thing for me. I'm learning that right now. So, but I'll correct. I'll balance it out. So I'm not worried about it.
I feel like a lot of people do, and it's not a bad thing, but I feel like there are a lot of people out there that do put so much time and effort that they do forget about their personal life. Like, for example, I don't create as much content as you guys do, but I like to I'm always self-conscious when I'm sitting at the computer doing stuff. I like to try and for half my day sit at the computer do stuff, and then the other half go out and spend time with family, or go do this at the shops, or go shopping and go watch a movie and stuff like that. So I try and be self-conscious just in order to keep my mental health in check. But even
Yeah.
if you kind of forget about that and you're on your computer 24/7 trying to do out content, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like maybe down the line it'll catch up on you, but you're so focused and driven on creating something that you want to build a bigger and better future because you're doing something that you're passionate about. So I don't feel like it's necessarily a bad thing, but it might catch up on you like later down the track.
It's something to
100%.
watch out for sure. So,
Yeah.
And I know like it's becoming the norm more so now. I think the first content creator I saw like really put an emphasis on this was like, do you know Doug Sensor Martin from like Call of Duty
Yeah.
Competitive and
Yep.
stuff?
Yep.
So like he's always been in tip top shape as well, and like that does so good for your mental. Like not saying get jacked or anything like that. Like you don't have to go, out of the gate, never eating any form of sugars again. I'm only eating chicken and veg. Like you don't need to do that, but like even just incorporating that little bit of exercise, just get the blood
It
going.
does. Yeah.
It may the natural endorphins and stuff that release from that, and like the physical benefits, it just makes you feel a bunch better, especially if you're in a like a climate like the UK right now where it's probably not hot compared to America or other places of the world, but we've got what's like a heat wave at the moment, and it's just a lot hotter than it usually is. And I would notice like previous years, say if I weighed like I don't know, like we measure it in stone over here, so say if I weighed like 2 or 3 stone more, I would be like, right, I'm needing like 4 naps today, but like now it's just like, oh yeah, just give me a swig of water and I'll be awake for like 20 hours. I'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Ben, do you have anything you want to sort of input with that?
I don't know if I've got a hardest journey as such,
Yeah.
because I haven't really exactly had to keep up to a certain pace to like kind of stay where I am, because I mostly do Twitter content. But I think what I like most is the amount of artists that I've met, and we all help each other, kind of thing. I really like that the most. Like I've made really good mates with a lot of few specific ones and bigger ones, but even a bunch of smaller Aussie ones, I've gotten to know them so well. And yeah, they've become people I can just talk to all the time as well, with from content to just naturally as mates. So I guess
Yeah.
just meeting new people is pretty sick.
I do really like that question too, because it will differ from different people as well, depending on your growth in the community and like what content you produce. So each answer to that question is going to be unique in its own way. And I think that's good because it's going to convey a different approach. There are other questions I'd like to go over, but I feel like we need to start wrapping things up a bit. Just want to say a big thank you to Friendly, Clark, and X-Men for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. It's something that I'm really passionate
I'm doing
about.
a
So
curtsy right
Thank you
now.
for having me. I appreciate it, man.
being able to have
You're
you guys
welcome.
on here
Thanks
is
for having us.
epic. It's friggin' sick. I will leave all of you guys' links down below in the description as well if you are watching this on YouTube. So make sure to go follow them if you haven't already. I feel like you guys should be following them if you haven't. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to sort of conclude. Do you guys have anything you want to say before you wrap it up?
Any shout outs to anyone either as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me. This was a very nice change of pace. It's good to be on somebody else's podcast. This is the second podcast I've been on. Someone else's. The first was Mr. Jaykey. So, Jaykey, you do a really good job. Very natural, very fluent. Your content is top notch. Your editing is superb. I want to say that.
Thanks, dude.
But outside of that, shout out to Mr. Jaykey. He's a fantastic theory content creator. His methodical approach to Fortnite theories is unmatched.
I
There's
agree,
nobody. You'll not get anyone else to get a take like it's even familiar, like similar to Mr. Jaykey's. And then I also want to give a shout out to another content creator, not in the theory space, but this gentleman's name is Clen, CLEN. He does a lot of Fortnite update content. He's a really good content creator. He streams as well from time to time. Clen is awesome. I believe I don't know if he's done some stuff with iTalk, but I found him through iTalk when I interviewed iTalk on my podcast. But Clen is a really damn good content creator. You should have him on sometime, Jaykey. Seriously.
I will. I'd love
Really
to.
good.
Yeah. Definitely reach out.
But yeah, and then only other person I can say, shout out to Tedious X, man. That's the boy. You got to have him on too. So
Love Tedious. Yeah.
yeah, that's about it.
Friendly
Yeah,
X.
thanks for having me on, Jaykey. And obviously, this has been like the first podcast I've ever sort of done incorporated with my channel. I know I've done like interviews with different various people like BBC and stuff.
Yep.
You know, like I mentioned, to get verified before, but this is the first. It was fun. I think you're a really good host, to be honest. Well prepared. Got a lot of, you know, naturally involving things to talk about, to do with, like, obviously we're all Fortnite orientated and stuff, and gaming as a whole, but it's been good. It's been good to like bounce that off into like the real life scenarios and stuff. And
Yep.
the only shout out I really want to give, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but Crypt this entire time, you know Crypt, don't you? He's just been messaging me on Snapchat, getting me to say something about him. So shout out to Crypt. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
And just before we move to X-Men as well, I just want to say, like, this was last minute for Friendly, because like we're waiting for X and we weren't sure if he was going to show up, so we were like, quick, Friendly, can we get you on? So it's very last minute for him, so thanks for coming on.
It's all right. I was just walking around my house just on my phone. I was like, yeah, I'll jump on this podcast. I've seen the logo in the works. I'll get on there.
That's awesome. X, you got any shout outs, bro?
Oh man, shout outs.
Just pulls out the list.
Nah, I just want to say though really quick, thank you for putting me on here in the podcast. This is my first one, and I honestly listen to podcasts whenever I'm either working out, or just in general, just chilling. I just listen to them. So I might just listen back to this one and then the previous ones as well. I've been trying to do them, but I've been busy. But I'm gonna do them today though. But yeah, thank you for being on here, man. I love being this. And shout outs, God. Man, my brain is like on the fritz right now. So much of the place. Shout outs to JoJo. Love his stuff. Candy Wing, Rexium, all lovely dudes. That guy Keck, amazing. And I think that's it. I don't know. My brain's all over the place right now.
X had a bit of a rough getting on it because he overslept a bit. So
it's okay though. But I do want to say, and shout outs to you, Clark, man. I honestly, I talked about this yesterday on my stream, and I'm gonna say it again now. I watch your videos just to find out how the lore makes sense. I kid you not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally, because I watch it and I'm like, because I'm playing the game, I'm doing my challenges. I'm like, how does this dude relate to anything? And I watch the video. I'm like, oh, okay, this makes more sense. I get it.
I appreciate that. Look, let me say this real quick too. If any of you guys ever have any questions, like general questions about the storyline, please inbox them to me. I'm gonna start a new series where I'm just breaking down. I guess I'm announcing it here. I'm gonna do a new series where I'm breaking down like the basics of the story. Like, there's so much stuff that people don't understand because there's so much out there. You got stuff, man. Send it to me because that's content potential for sure. So, but that's a huge honor though, X. I really appreciate that. That let's say you listen to my content to understand what's going on, because there's so many other people that are far more knowledgeable than me that you could get the storyline from. So all the other, I would say that out of all the theorists, I probably know the least, but I'm honored that you enjoy the content, and that I'm getting it across to you in a way that makes sense. So thank you.
I just love your realism and your authenticity, like with how you sort of portray the storyline, and there's not you get evidence and real scenarios that have occurred in game. You're not pulling out all these headcanons and stuff, and I like that. You're real, and I love that.
Thank you.
But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for episode 5 next week. We got a couple of guests. I won't sort of say too much until next week. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you everyone for being on here, and we'll see you in the next episode.